Hello, 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 my beautiful sisters. Come on in, come on in. We are here. We are ready. Time for another episode of Real Talk with Rhonda, where we discuss the unadulterated truth of what it truly takes to lose weight as a busy queen, heal our bodies, and become the best physical versions of ourselves. Because guess what, sis? That is who God has called for you to be. So glad to be back here with you all on today, y'all. We are going to talk about those carbs. We're going to talk about those carbs. So many misconceptions about carbs on our weight loss journeys. I'm going to get you right on today. But before I do that, if you are coming in live, hi, Princess. So great to see you, sis. If you're watching the replay, make sure you let me know that you're here. Say hi, because this is the truth, right? You are here and spending time with me, and time is priceless. And you didn't have to come, and I appreciate you coming, Queen. So, with that being said, let's jump into today's topic. Carbs, right? Carbs. Yes, you are here live, sis. We are together. Yes. Carbs. There are so many misconceptions about carbs when it comes to weight loss, right? And the reason we have so many misconceptions about carbs is because everybody is saying not to do it, right? Because that's what we believe, because everybody else is saying that, right? And because for some reason we've associated in our mind that it is not right to eat carbs, right, on our weight loss journey. But today I am going to tell you the truth. I am going to tell you what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating. So if you are on your weight loss journey, this is where you need to be. So first and foremost, before I jump into some tips and some strategies about carbs today, the one thing I want you to remember about carbs before I jump into what we should eat and why and all that stuff, carbs are very important for you to eat. First and foremost, you need carbs on your weight loss, on your healthy lifestyle journey. There are specific types of foods that you need to be eating to actually have a balanced food regimen. Carbs are one of those. The reason that carbs are so important on your weight loss journey or in general is because carbs give you energy. Okay, if you are not eating enough carbs, if you are cutting out all carbs because everybody is saying to, guess what? You're also cutting out. You're cutting out your energy. Okay, so make sure that you are eating carbs knowing that they are fueling your body with the energy that you need. If you are feeling drained, if you don't have enough energy to work out and you've cut out carbs, that may be one of the reasons why. Okay, so that's the first thing I need for you to know. Is eating carbs important? Is eating carbs essential? Is it something that we need to do? Yes, it is. It is very important on your weight loss journey, on your healthy lifestyle journey to eat carbs. But on today, I want to give you 4 things, okay? 4 tips that you should always remember when it comes to carbs, because this is the truth. Carbs are essential to eat, but guess what? There is a strategy to doing it. And if you eat them wrong, you will gain weight. What? And today I'm going to teach you 4 tips around carbs that I always want you to remember so that you never have to second guess. Am I eating carbs the right way, or am I eating them for weight loss failure, right? So let's jump into our tips on today. So the first thing that I always want you to remember about carbs, it kind of piggies back on the first thing that I've already told you. Number 1, carbs give you energy, but they also increase your mood, okay? Because of the relationship with serotonin to your brain. Carbs not only give you energy, but they also increase your mood. And that is very important to remember. I'm not going to stay on that point for too long because I've already talked about that. But that is the first thing that I always want you to remember about carbs. Carbs provide your body with energy, but they also lift your mood at the same time, right? Let's be real. Think about eating a piece of cake, right? Studies have shown when you take food like cake and donuts, if you put it in front of somebody, mentally in our brains, we become more lightened, more enhanced, right? I don't know why, but that's just how it is. And studies have actually been done about this, okay? So that's the first thing I always want you to remember about carbs. The second thing I want you to remember about carbs, don't get hooked on the carb carousel. Do not get hooked on the carb carousel. What am I talking about? Okay? I'm talking about the carb carousel that goes around and around and around that you can't seem to get off of. You know what carbs I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about those donuts. I'm talking about that pizza. I'm talking about that cake. Come on, somebody, right? Understand this, Queen. I'm not saying that carbs are bad. And yes, in order for you to have a sustainable weight loss journey, you have to do everything that you normally do in moderation for it to last. But understand this, okay? Certain types of carbs that are high in sugar and high in fat, subconsciously send signals to your brain for you to want them more. Hear me out. Carbs that are high in sugar and high in fat subconsciously send signals to your brain for you to want them more. So, why is it so hard to eat just one chip and not the whole bag? Because the signal it sends to your brain. Why is it so hard to just eat one donut? Because the signal it sends to your brain. And the bad part about it, if we want to be real, right, is the fact that other than that signal, there really is no nutrients in those type of carbs. Now, hear what I said. I said those type of carbs. I'm not saying all carbs are bad. I'm not saying that. So you have to be aware. It's not that carbs are bad, but it's the type of carbs that you are eating, okay? It's not that carbs are bad. It's the type of carbs that you are eating, okay? Yes, princess. They get us with the okie doke, right? They put that sugar and that fat in there, sis, because they know it's going to have us coming back, okay? They do. So always remember that. It's not that carbs are bad. It's the type of carbs that you're eating. So if you think that you can go get a bag of chips and you can go get some cake and still be good with that, okay, maybe you can, all right? And eating just moderation. But understand, right? I'm here to give you the knowledge because God tells us my people perish for a lack of knowledge, right? Understand when you eat those type of carbs that are high in sugar and high in fat, subconsciously in your brain, okay, you are causing yourself to eat more types of those foods, which brings us to the third point for today. Carbs don't make you fat, Queen. Carbs do not make you fat. Overeating does. Okay? When you eat a whole bag of chips, right, you're overeating. Okay? We have to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight, right? But the problem is when we eat certain types of carbs that are high in fat and high in sugar, which are normally also high in calories, imagine eating the whole bag instead of one or two, right? Imagine eating 3 pieces of cake, right, instead of a little snippet. That is what causes the weight gain. Now, let me make this very clear. When it comes to carbs, you can appear the next day or the day after to have gained weight. Why is that? It's because carbs that are high in sugar and high in fat are also normally high in sodium, which is salt. Sodium makes you retain water. So if you eat something that is high in sodium, and this goes not just for carbs, this goes for spices and anything. If you eat anything that is high in sodium and the next day your weight has increased, you may not have gained, more than likely 99.9% of the time, you have not gained fat, but you are retaining water, okay? And give it some time. If you jump right back into the regimen you're supposed to, you'll trickle back down, okay? Another thing that I want you to always remember when it comes to carbs, all right? Carbs in general make you retain water, okay? So when you're eating carbs and you're eating a lot of sodium, okay? those type of foods that are high in carbs and high in sodium, they make you retain water. It's not that you're gaining fat. It's you're gaining water weight. Okay? So if you go out one day to a party and you have some carbs and you're on your journey and you're like, oh yeah, I had a little bit, it's just a snippet. I didn't have too much. And you wake up the next day to weigh yourself and you're 3 pounds, don't fall out. Please don't fall out, Queen. Okay? You didn't gain 3 pounds. What it is it's your body retaining the water because of the type of food that you're putting in your mouth. So understand, Queen, on this journey, it's not so much that foods are bad, but it's the type of foods that we often eat that are our downfall on the journey. Okay? Which brings me to the fourth point that I want to give you on today. So, we know that carbs, high in sugar, high in fat, they hook us, right? We know that normally when we eat those type of carbs, it's not that we're necessarily gaining fat initially, okay? If you overeat them, you will gain fat, right? But initially, okay, it's water weight. So how do we solve this? What do we eat? Remember this acronym, OIC, which stands for one ingredient carb, okay? Focus on when you are on your healthy lifestyle journey, when you are on your weight loss journey, focus on eating carbs that are one ingredient foods. Focus on eating carbs that are natural, unrefined, and not processed. Okay? Now, is it realistic to say that you'll never have carbs that are processed? No, it's not. Right? And I teach the queens within my Busy Queens Body Makeover experience how to incorporate those type of things. It's not realistic to say that you're not going to go enjoy your birthday or your anniversaries or things like that, right? That's just the truth. But on a normal day today, if you truly want to do your best on your weight loss journey, OIC, one ingredient carbs, is where you need to stay. And even if you eat those one ingredient carbs, remember what I always told you. Okay, I told you today. If you overeat those one ingredient carbs, you will gain weight. So, salads, great. But guess what, Queen? If you overeat those salads, you're going to gain weight. Okay? Smoothies, great. But guess what, Queen? If you overeat those smoothies, you will gain weight. This is why knowledge on the journey is so important, okay? So I want to review with you those 4 tips that I gave you about carbs, right? Because we ain't going to stop eating them. We're just going to start eating them smarter, not harder, okay? Number 1 thing that I always want you to remember about carbs when you're on your weight loss journey, okay? Number 1, carbs give you energy and also improve your mood, okay? Because of the relationship with serotonin. Okay, so carbs, they are essential. You need carbs, Queen. Just like we put fuel into our car and that's what revs it up, your carbs are what rev you up. Okay, so let's stop cutting all the carbs out, right? Number 2, okay, don't get hooked on the carb cycle. Don't fall for the okie doke, okay? What is the carb cycle? Carbs that are high in sugar, carbs that are high in fat. They subconsciously send a signal to your brain for you to want them more, right? Number 3, third thing I want you to remember about carbs. Carbs don't make you fat, Queen. Overeating does. So yes, princess, salads. You can sit up here and make a salad and think you're doing well, but you can sit up here and eat a salad that is equivalent to a Big Mac. If you don't do it the right way. Watch out for that salad dressing, okay? All right? So, even beyond the salad dressing, okay? If you overeat, this is why it is very important for you to be under a specific meal regimen. Notice I didn't say diet. I hate the word diet because we don't diet over here. It's not sustainable. We are here to build lifelong, sustainable weight loss success, right? But this is why it's so important for you to be under a specific regimen, a food regimen for you. Always remember, my sister, greatness should not just be an option. It should be the only option. I will see you all next week. Have a blessed remainder of the day. Love you all. Bye-bye.